This is the view out my shop. And I just happen to have here one of what my dad would have called a Chamber of Commerce day. Got a little bit of wind, but we're looking at temperatures about 74 degrees. Hickories are looking glorious. Dogwoods have colored up. Oaks have a little bit of yellow in them, not a lot. These black oaks here, they tend to not color up too much, but the woods are just filled with hickories. I have a couple mulberries. There's one right there. It's got yellow leaves in it. Here's a little red bud here with a cherry sprout behind it. I had about 1,000 things I needed to do. So I just had to stop and take a walk. Because it ain't just the Chamber of Commerce that wants to get out in the woods, because all too soon it's going to be gone. Only get a few days of this. We got rain moving in here in a couple of days, and I suspect, as always, that that'll bring most of these leaves down, because on hickories especially, sometimes on the oaks too, but red buds and the rest of them, once they start to color up, leaves drop pretty directly after that with just a little bit of wind or a little frost. Don't take much for them to shell out their leaves, but I've got a little hickory grove right down here. That surrounds me. There's the hickories in here. That's the bridge project. I've got to rebuild that bridge. It's coming up here this winter. Oh, deer running right through there. Can you see them? May not be able to see them on there, but there they were. Coming down here at this feeder. They feed right there, that feeder. Right? They hang around down here. I usually don't come down in here and invade them too much, especially right now, because this coming up weekend is going to be opening of rifle season, and they tend to cluster over here because we don't bother them too bad, and we feed them. But got 4 different kinds of hickories growing in here. I've got a shell bark, a smooth bark, and what's called a mocker nut hickory, and then there's another one that I can't rightly remember the name of, but sure do color up pretty. This grove right here by this old barn used to be young trees. There were a bunch of blackjack oaks growing up, and I don't know whether the hickories shaded them out or what, but nearly all of them had died. I see there's 3 of them still left in there, but the rest of them here are all hickories. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that hickory there. It's brown already. That's a little early, so I'll know next spring whether or not it died out or not. But you can see the blackjack oaks here. There's one here, one here, and another one is growing out there. They're leaning, they grow underneath, and they used to cover this whole area. But the hickories have pretty much taken over. There's a white oak there and a white oak here. But other than that, most everything else in here's hickory. This little walk here is the road that cuts through the property. I guess more like a trail than a road. And I've kind of left it wild along the sides. Just cleaned up the underbrush, let the trees grow. Because I'm really more fond of a wooded look than I am a bare woods with grass planted in it. I mean, where else do you get to see something as gorgeous as that from this far away? You know? When your favorite color's yellow anyway. Makes you happy. Here's the post oak, got a little bit of color in it, not too much, but a little bit. Yep. I like it. Back up here on this hillside. Walnut trees already dropped its walnuts. That's a nice tree, probably about 24-inch diameter. Pretty straight. It's pretty well. The trunk's a little bit crooked, but it's more leaning than it is crooked. They had a bunch of walnuts on it this year, which is out of sync with most of the other walnuts around here. You see there's a walnut right down there growing up, and it was heavy last year. But this one over here is on a different cycle, I guess. Walnut trees tend to cycle. They may go 2 years in a row and be light the third, or they may be light one year and heavy the next. Hard to tell. Looks to me like something's been working on that skeleton right there. Huh. Don't know what that'd be. Don't have a dog anymore. Yeah, this whole canopy here is all hickories. And then here's a little place I'm clearing out here. And from this stake here that's sticking in the ground is 50 yards. From this stake is 50 yards. See where them railroad ties are back there? You can see them right in under there. Well, right back on over there is 50 yards. And that's a pile from a pit that was dug there one time. And I'm gonna set the rifle range up because it goes right down into that valley. And there's no houses or anything over that way. And then I can turn around, moving on out here 50 more yards right up there by that fence, and I'll have me 100 yard, 50 yard, then I can set up a 20 yard station so we can do a little target practice. But anyway, it's that time of year. There's the only maple tree on my property, and it's a soft maple, and I know exactly how old it was. I'll let you do the math, but I planted it in 1987. It's grown pretty good. I'll step over here and you can get a look at how big it is. Not bad, huh? Well, that's enough. Just wanted you to enjoy my Chamber of Commerce day with a walk in the woods. Appreciate you watching.